Happy birthday.
Hey there, BKFK kids. First up, a huge happy birthday to our longtime patron supporter, Cohen. We hope you have the best birthday ever, Cohen, and enjoy your personalized BKFK story set in ancient Greece. Today, we are bringing you the first in a 4-part adventure series called The Elemental Shards. Coming up in this episode, Yasashi Oni warns the Snaggletonians of a menacing danger.
Something deep within the earth is sick and angry. You must find the source of the problem before it is too late.
A team ventures into a deep cave.
It's an earth elemental. It must be the cause of the earthquakes.
They calm the creature by removing a magical crystal from its head.
It's just a pile of rocks now. It's asleep.
But first, let's hear who the superstars are on this episode.
My name's Rosemary. I'm 11 years old. I come from California, and I like to eat food.
My name is Allison. I am sometimes known as Gremlin. I am from Houston, Texas, and I am 13 years old. I have 3 dogs, and they're very loud.
Hello, my name is Kaya. I come from Cavite, Philippines. I'm 9 years old. My favorite animal is a cat. I love swimming, making paper dolls, and hanging out with my friends. Hi, my name is Eloise, and I live in Fullerton, California. And my favorite thing to do is read books. And I'm 8 years old.
Well done, kids. Great to have you on the team. All right, let's get on with the story. The Elemental Shards, Part 1, The Fury of the Earth. The day the world decided to get angry began like any other in Snaggleton. But by lunchtime, things were very, very wrong. A low, constant rumbling shook the ground. A deep groan from the bones of the earth made cottages tremble and mugs rattle off shelves.
My teapot!
Yelped Fergus O'Gold the leprechaun as his favorite shiny pot slid off a shelf and landed in a bucket of water with a sad, undignified plop.
Look!
Jinx the goblin shouted, pointing from her burrow's entrance. Far away, the peak of the Moonshadow Mountains had begun to glow an angry red. A dark column of smoke and ash puffed into the sky, a threatening promise of fire to come.
By my beard.
Grumblegut the ogre rumbled from his own cave.
The earth is shaking, the river is flooding, the air is howling, and the mountain is on fire. The whole world is throwing a terrible tantrum.
As Snaggletonians hurried to secure their homes, a figure staggered down the path from the mountains. It was Yasashi Oni, the wise and powerful ninja master, the teacher of Lexi Lightdancer, the ninja pixie. Her clothes were torn and scorched. Her face was smudged with ash, and she leaned heavily on her staff, so exhausted she could barely walk.
Yasashi!
The villagers cried, rushing to help her. Lexi zipped to her side, his heart filled with dread.
Master, what happens?
He asked, helping her to a nearby bench.
There is a great trouble brewing.
She panted, her voice weak. She had a long cut on her arm, and she looked as if she had battled a great enemy.
I was meditating near the mountain's heart. I felt a sickness, a dark magic, twisting and poisoning the great spirits, the elementals. Something deep within the earth is sick and angry. You must find the source of the problem before it is too late, before their anger destroys everything.
But before she could say more, she fainted from exhaustion. Granny Gigglesnort and her assistant Stanky immediately took charge.
Bring her to my cottage! Stinky, fetch the healing potions! The good ones, not the ones for badger rashes!
While Yasashi was being cared for, The rest of the Snaggletonians organized. Grumblegut and Snotbeard began stacking huge logs to build a wall to protect Snaggleton from the rising river. Sparky Flarkbottom was frantically trying to earthquake-proof the buildings.
Your efforts will slow the danger,
said Yasashi, shakily standing up.
but you will need to gather a team to confront the problem.
She raised her staff and began to point out a few Snaggletonians.
For strength, Grumblegut the Ogre. For clever goblin trickery, Jinx. For bravery, the Scary Fairy. And for speed, Lexi Lightdancer, my ninja pixie.
But where do we even start?
Lexi asked as another tremor shook the village.
The whole world is the problem.
I know a place.
Jinx said, her eyes gleaming with a mix of fear and excitement.
The tunnel we cleared of traps a while ago. It leads deep, deep underground. If the earth is sick, then that's the place to start looking for a wound.
It was a terrifying idea, but it was the best one they had. The team gathered their gear, said their goodbyes, and marched towards the hidden entrance. The air in the dark tunnel was heavy,
Oh, what's that smell?
whispered Jinx, holding her torch high.
It's hard to breathe.
And the whole place is rumbling.
Grumblegut grunted, his voice echoing.
This tunnel can come down on our heads.
We have to keep going.
Lexi said grimly.
Snaggleton is counting on us.
After what felt like hours of careful, nerve-wracking walking, the narrow tunnel opened into a cavern so huge their torchlight was swallowed by the darkness. In the center of the cavern, a monstrous creature was on a rampage, smashing its colossal fists into the ground.
By my beard!
Grumblegut roared.
What in Magimajura is that?
The creature was roughly the shape of a person, but 5 times bigger, and it appeared to be made of living rocks, glowing crystals, and clumps of soil,
It's an earth elemental.
cried Lexi.
It must be the cause of the earthquakes.
It's not just angry.
The Scary Fairy said, zipping up for a better look.
It's in pain. Listen to it groan.
With every earth-shattering step, it let out a deep, groaning roar. It didn't seem to notice them at first, too lost in its own suffering. But as they crept closer, its huge crystal-like eyes fixed on them. It roared again, this time with rage, and hurled a boulder the size of a cottage at them.
Scatter!
Lexi yelled. The team leaped in different directions as the boulder crashed where they had been standing, sending shards of rock flying through the air.
Wait!
Wailed Lexi, but Grumblegut let out a defiant roar of his own and charged forward.
Leave this to me. Let's see how this beast likes a real rumble.
He slammed his shoulder into the elemental's massive leg. The creature barely budged, but it was annoyed. It swiped a stony hand at Grumblegut, a hand as big as a wagon, forcing the ogre to leap backwards.
This is useless.
Jinx cried, trying to distract it by running between its legs and shouting goblin insults. The creature just swiped her aside with a flick of its rocky fingers. While the elemental was focused on Grumblegut and Jinx, the Scary Fairy zipped high into the air, her tattered wings beating furiously.
Look!
She called down, her voice echoing in the vast space.
On its head!
Lexi fluttered upwards to join her. There, stuck in the elemental's rocky forehead, was a jagged, dark purple crystal shard. It pulsed with a sickly, unnatural light, and every pulse seemed to send a wave of pain through the creature, causing it to lash out in fury.
That's not natural.
Lexi cried.
That must be the source of its pain. We have to get it out.
But how do we get close enough?
Scary asked. Down below, Grumblegut heard their shouts and understood. He needed to give them an opening. He wasn't strong enough to hurt the elemental, but he was strong enough to be really annoying. With a mighty battle cry, he charged again. This time, he didn't try to push the elemental. He ducked under a swinging fist and leaped up, locking both his massive arms around the elemental's thick, rocky leg.
I've got you now, you big dirt clod.
He bellowed, digging his heels in and holding on for dear life. The earth elemental roared in frustration, trying to shake the determined ogre off. It stumbled and swayed, lifting its leg high and trying to smash it against the cavern wall, completely focused on the pest that was clinging to it.
Now's our chance!
Lexi yelled to Scary. The pixie and the fairy shot towards the elemental's raging face. It was like flying through a rock slide. They had to dodge the creature's other swinging arm and fly through clouds of choking dust. Finally, they reached its forehead. The dark shard hummed with a low, evil energy that made their teeth ache and their wings feel heavy.
Together!
Scary grunted, getting a grip on one side of the crystal. Lexi grabbed the other side. The shard was smooth, cold, and it seemed to be held in place by more than just stone. It felt like it was magically glued to the elemental. They planted their feet on the elemental's stony skin and heaved with all their might.
It's stuck!
Lexi cried, his arms trembling.
Pull harder!
Scary grunted. They gave one final, desperate tug together, putting all their strength into that one movement. With a sickening sound like a tooth being pulled from the earth, the shard popped free. The effect was instant. The earth elemental stopped thrashing. Its furious roars ceased. It let out a low, long sigh. Not of anger, but of profound relief. It gently shook Grumblegut from its leg and looked down at the small creatures with ancient, weary eyes that seemed to thank them. Then its rocky body began to crumble, not in a violent explosion, but in a soft, tired collapse. The giant stones and crystals settled down onto the cavern floor, and within seconds, it looked just like a large, peaceful pile of rocks, fast asleep.
It stopped.
Jinx whispered, feeling the ground go still.
The rumbling stopped.
Look!
Scary said, pointing.
It's just a pile of rocks now. It's asleep.
You did it, Grumblegut.
Lexi said, zipping down to his friends.
But what's that? Back there, where it was standing.
Grumblegut squinted into the darkness.
Another tunnel. And do you feel that? A wind is blowing out of it. An angry one.
Their journey was far from over. Well, let's discuss some of the trickier words in that episode. Rumbling. A low, constant rumbling shook the ground. A deep groan from the bones of the earth. Rumbling is a deep, continuous and low sound, like the sound of thunder far away or a heavy truck driving by. The shaking of the earth caused the rumbling. Scorched. Her clothes were torn and scorched. If something is scorched, it means it has been slightly burned or damaged by heat or fire. Yasashi Oni's clothes were scorched by the heat from the mountains. Torment. It didn't seem to notice them at first, too lost in its own torment. Torment means extreme suffering, distress, or pain, especially when it lasts a long time. The earth elemental was in great torment because of the crystal shard. defiant. Grumblegut let out a defiant roar. When you are defiant, you are ready to stand up and fight back. Grumblegut was bravely defiant against the elemental. And profound. The elemental let out a long, low sigh, not of anger, but of profound relief. Profound means very deep or strongly felt. The elemental felt profound relief, a very deep and powerful feeling once the pain was gone.